Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joe Exotic.
Are you ready for this? Bum, 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 bum.
Fans of Tiger King will be excited to learn that there's an Access All Areas podcast now streaming wherever you listen to audio shows, hosted by journalist Rob Moore and featuring interviews with some of the documentary's most colourful characters, including director Rick Kirkham and a juicy conversation with Joe Exotic's once light-on-teeth ex-husband, John Finlay.
At the restaurant that night, I figured all this talk of guns and brains on the wall, it was part of the Joe Exotic act. No one seemed to be taking it that seriously. But I wondered, did Carol Baskin?
I was watching this whole thing happen thinking it can't be true, it can't be true.
Sociopathic. Well, she's a con artist. Machiavellian.
There are 5 episodes in this fascinating deep dive into Anna Delvey, the titular fake heiress who scammed her way through New York a few years ago. Her story, splashed in glossy magazines and optioned for miniseries by both Lena Dunham and Shonda Rhimes, has been much told, but this BBC-produced podcast splices fresh reportage and interviews with reproductions and staged scenes, giving this highly produced podcast an air of ye old radio dramas of yore.
But how did she do it? How did she manage to live a life of luxury for so long? How did she make anyone believe her story? And how did she get people to trust her enough to pick up her bills?
Have you got the price?
Between 30 to 40 million. How does that sit with you?
That's great.
He makes Inception, and it comes out and people like it.
It feels like the podcast is collapsing.
Oh my god, is the room falling apart? Oh my god!
Then we just started
I forgot that this is an audio medium.
Yeah, no,
This long-running podcast, hosted by film critic David Sims and actor and comedian Griffin Newman, began as a deep dive into the Star Wars prequels. Now it focuses on directors whose early successes have led them to receive blank checks from film studios to make wild and wacky passion projects, some of which pan out and some of which crash and burn. Miniseries are focused on directors including Christopher Nolan, Ang Lee, and homegrown filmmaker George Miller. With 5 years worth of episodes to go through, many of which run up to 2 hours long, you'll find plenty to keep you occupied.
It's such a perfect storm of elements in terms of it being the right person, going back to a well, but trying to, as you said, Emily, evolve it.
Thanks, George.
Thank you,
Make
George.
another one, you weirdo.
Georgie.
We're looking for a presidential snack. Okay.
Now, he doesn't have to be like a former president because those are slim
those
pickings.
are bad.
Hosted by writers Bim Adewunmi and Nicole Perkins, Thirst Aid Kit is a smart, savvy, and saucy look at the world of thirst, by which we mean the celebrities that we lust over and, crucially, why we lust over them. Running for several years, it has produced standout episodes on everyone from Keanu Reeves and Dev Patel to James McAvoy, as well as a must-listen interview with Thirst Object and Captain America himself, Chris Evans. But the real joy of listening to Thirst Aid Kit is the chemistry between its co-hosts.
But when did you realize that you were, and I apologize if this makes you blush, but when did you realize that you were hot, Chris?
Oh, man. You don't know what I look like first thing in the morning. It's rough.
I literally haven't seen that, but I find that very difficult to believe.
Well, you're very sweet.